What's up guys, it's Cool Trainer Andrew, and welcome back to yet another video. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are finally upon us, and with more than 100 Pokemon, I'm super excited to jump in with this tier list. Now this list will simply be based off of my personal opinion of the new Generation 9 Pokemon, not how they are in competitive. Maybe I'll make a separate video like that in the future. Since these Pokemon are new, I will probably struggle with names just a bit, so please bear with me because I'm still learning just like everybody else. Now without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so first up, we've got Paldean Wooper. Now, I really like Paldean Wooper. When it was first announced, I thought it was really cute. I think I'm going to go ahead and put him in A tier. Okay, next we have Tinkatink, I think that one is. Tinkatink? Something like that. Again, please bear with me on the names, but this one, it's okay. It's not really like my favorite Pokemon first stage ever, so I think I'll just put it in the C tier. I'm so sorry if that is not ideal for anybody. Okay, next we have Tinkatun. Or Tinkatuff. Yeah, Tinkatuff, that's right. Okay, so Tinkatuff, it's definitely better than Tinkatink. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it in the B tier. I like it a lot more. Now, however, Tinkatun, that's going to S tier. Tinkatun, ever since I first saw this Pokemon, my wife adores it. She loves it so much. I think the Pokedex entries of Tinkatun and Corviknight are really funny, seeing as though Corviknight can't be the taxi in the Paldea region because this thing just decides to throw freaking, like, rocks at it. So, yeah, for that reason, Tinkatun, you're going in the S tier. Okay, next we have Charcadet. I'm going to put Charcadet up in the A tier. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. It's really fitting to Armarouge and Ceruledge. I like it a lot. Speaking of Armarouge and Ceruledge, we're going to put these guys right up in S tier here. I think they are both fantastic. I do prefer Ceruledge a little bit more personally. But this is so cool. I love these two Pokemon so much, and I'm glad they were able to make it into this generation. Alrighty, so next up we've got Toadscool. This is going in the A tier. At first when I saw this Pokemon, I thought it was really weird, but once I let it out of my Pokeball and it started like running around, I just thought it was like the funniest thing ever. Like, I'm like, how can I not put that, you know, in A tier? It's just so cute. Toadscruel, on the other hand, I'm gonna put in the B tier. I think it looks really cool aesthetically, but as for, like, the Pokemon itself, I mean, it just kind of looks like a bigger Tentacruel. I don't know, I just thought Toadscruel was funnier, so. King Gambit, we're gonna put King Gambit in S tier as well. King Gambit is really cool. I don't think anybody expected Bisharp to get an evolution, and yet here we are, so this is definitely one of my favorite Pokemon in Gen 9. I definitely want to use it more, especially when it comes to competitive. I'm looking to hopefully building a singles team with it in the near future. I'm almost done with finishing my singles team I have for the battle spot, so that's going to be really exciting. But yeah, King Gambit, I love the little mustache-looking sword thing. I love the sword coming out of its head. It's just a really cool design, and I really vibe with it. Okay, next we have Clodsire, I think this one is, and I'm going to go ahead and put Clodsire in the B tier. I know a lot of people have it up in S rank, but I don't know, it's like, I used the Paldean Wooper on my adventure early on, and it did evolve to Clodsire, but I ended up benching it for somebody else. I don't remember who. I still think it's a really cute Pokemon, but I just don't think it's like really one of my favorites this generation, but I still like it, so. Yeah, that's Clodsire. Annihilate, again, another S tier, perfect, amazing Mon. Annihilate is so cool because, first of all, it evolves from Primeape, and I never thought in my wildest dreams Primeape would ever get an evolution, but here we are. I'm just like, and not to mention it's like Ghost and Fighting type, which is one of the best types ever. So yeah, Annihilate is definitely going up into that S tier. Really strong Pokemon, really good all around. It's got great moves. I love it so much. Okay, next we have Sprigatito. Gosh, I'm putting a lot in S tier, aren't I? Sprigatito was actually going to be the starter I was going to choose first for my Paldean adventure. And then I saw the final evolution and I was like, ooh, maybe not. But I love Sprigatito. I think it is my favorite base stage Paldea Pokemon. I was really hoping, like everybody else, it would stay on 4 legs. Alas, it did not happen, so. But yeah, I love Sprigatito. I love cats. I really wish I could have ended up using it this time, but I honestly fell in love with Quaxly's final evolution a bit more, and I will go into more detail on that once we get to Quaxly. Okay, and then next is Florigato, I think its name is. I'm going to put it in the A tier. Really solid middle evolution. I actually really like Florigato more than Meowscarada, which is Sprigatito's final evolution. So yeah, Florigato really cool. Meowscarada, I think I'm gonna put in the B tier. Meowscarada, it's not particularly good, but it's not bad either. It's like, I feel like with Meowscarada, there's just this middle ground between me and this Pokemon, where I really do like kind of the gimmick it's going for, but at the same time, I just don't think Dark was the best type for this thing. I would have loved to see it become like a Grass Fairy type, or something like that would be much better, just in my opinion. Okay, next we have Fuecoco. Fuecoco's okay. I mean, it's really cute. I think I'll put it in the B tier. Please don't shoot me for that. A lot of people, a lot of my friends started out with Fuecoco, and they really, really liked him. And I like Fuecoco. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. It's just, I don't think it beats Sprigatito. So Fuecoco's going in the B tier. Please don't point your pitchforks at me. Okay, next we have Crocolar, I think its name is. This guy's gonna go into C. It's okay. It's got that really, like, edgy, weird, teenage, middle evolution stage thing going on, so it's not the best, but it's not the worst either, again. Skeledirge, though, I think Skeledirge is definitely A tier. Skeledirge, when I first saw it, I'm like, wow, this actually looks a little bit more mechanical than I wanted to. But then I saw it more in motion, and Skeledirge is a really cool Pokemon. I like how it has the reference to the Day of the Dead on its little skull-shaped face. At least I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I like that symbolism and the culture and all that good stuff. I like the little bird at the end of its snout. I think it's really cute. But yeah, Skeledirge is pretty good, pretty solid mon. Quaxly, I'm going to put into A tier as well. Quaxly was actually the starter I started with after changing from Sprigatito. And you know what? I know it's not the best looking first form, but I've really warmed up to him, especially how he's like always messing with his hair, cleaning it, making that pompadour goodness, all that good stuff. So I really like Quaxly. He's pretty good. Quaxwell, I think is this one. I'm going to put it in a B tier. Quaxwell is okay. It looked really good from the front, but then I saw like these dreadlocks from the back, and I was like, what the heck is this? I think it would have been better without the weird hair, like the weird dreadlocks coming down from it. I don't know, but it's still like a pretty good middle evolution stage. It looks similar but different from Prinplup, if that makes sense, so it's not too bad. Quaquaval, S tier. Quaquaval is really cool because it is one of the most expressive Pokemon I've ever seen in a Pokemon game ever. The first time I threw this thing out, it started dancing just sporadically all over the screen, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. I really like our gay flamboyant duck here, so S tier for Quaquaval. Lechonk, I really like the name. I think I'm going to put Lechonk in A tier. Lechonk is really cool. I still want to shiny hunt it. It's just a really cool Pokemon. It's got, you know, the funniest name. There's just a lot that is good about Lechonk, so we're going to put him in A tier. Oinkologne, I'm going to put into C tier. I personally don't care too much for Oinkologne. It's just, it's okay. It's like the double of this generation. It's like everybody loves Wooloo, but then Wooloo grows up into double, and then people are like, oh, it's okay. It's not good, it's not bad, so... yeah, we're gonna put those guys in C tier. The Dunsparce, okay. I'm so sorry, guys, but... I think the Dunsparce has to be our very first D-rank Pokemon. The Dunsparce had so much potential. So much potential. Like, I've seen so many fan arts of it turning into a dragon, of it turning into, like, this, like, super awesome looking land snake, and Game Freak just decided to make a bigger Dunsparce. I mean, the name's really funny. I could see where they went with that, but they kind of turned it into a meme, and it kind of turned me off from it. I do have to admit, though, like, I do like the 3-segment form, and I do want to shiny hunt a 3-segment form eventually one of these days. But they could have done so much better. Okay, next we have Tarantula. It's okay. I think I'm going to put it in C tier. It's not really my favorite. It's just alright. Just your typical early routes bug Pokemon. Nothing too exciting about it. And then we've got Spidops here, which I don't really care for Spidops much either. He has a really cool shiny form, but other than that, like, he doesn't really have a lot going for him. I think they could have made, like, a better spider Pokemon, but I don't know, this guy just had to look humanoid, I guess? I don't know, Game Freak just has this thing with, like, humanoid Pokemon that they just always have, and I never understand why they always have to make so many Pokemon stand up like humans. Like, it's okay, like, sometimes, but we like the 4-legged creatures. Like, look at what they did to Sprigatito, right? It's just unfortunate. Okay, Nimble is cool. I like Nimble. I'm gonna put Nimble in the B tier. Nimble's really cool. We haven't really had, like, a Grasshopper-type Pokemon before. The only thing I don't like about Nimble is, like, when I'm going around the Paldea region and it's, like, in the grass, it's just so tiny that I run into it every time, and it makes me want to pull out my hair sometimes, so... But other than that, Nimble's really cool. Okay, my boy Lokix, we're going straight up to S tier here. Lokix is really amazing. I am not the biggest fan of bug types at all. I like some bug types, like Excelgor I really like. I like, let's see, who else? Nope, it's just Excelgor until Lokix came along. Lokix is so cool because in its battle animations, it's got, like, these chainsaw arms, it's got the Common Rider mask, like, all of it is just so amazing. And I definitely want to use one in competitive because now you can terrestrialize it to be any type you want, which is so cool because you don't have to worry about it being bug type, it being burned by fire, all that good stuff. So I really like Lokix. I think it's a great Pokemon, and if you have not tried out one yet, you definitely should. You won't regret it. Okay, next we have Reller. Reller, I'm gonna put it in the B tier just because of its shiny form. Reller's shiny form is actually really cool because it looks like it's rolling around in Golden Nugget, and I just think that's fantastic, to be honest. But yeah, other than that, it's okay. I really don't have a ton to say about Reller. Its evolution, also, I'm gonna put it into C tier. Again, it's okay. I like how it's got this little, like, crystal ball looking purple thing above it. But other than that, it's just another psychic bug type. We've already had Orbeetle, nothing really new there, so not too much to say about that. Okay, next we have Greavard, and I really like Greavard. I'm gonna put it into the A tier there. Grievard was great because I really liked the promotional material when the girl was looking for ghost-type Pokemon in the video, and she came across the Grievard, and she was like, oh, it's so cute, and then it, like, licks her, and then she, like, falls over and collapses because it stole her life energy, and I think that's tragic, but also really interesting at the same time. Houndstone? Whoops, I think is how you pronounce this one. I like it as well. I'll put it in the A tier, up with Grievard. Flittle, I think, is this one. I really don't care much about Flittle, to be honest. It's just okay. There's not much, surrounding it that I could talk about, in my opinion. It's just a little thing. I don't know. I don't think it deserves D. Okay, let's bump it up to C. I think that'll be fine. S per something? The Psychic Ostrich Pokemon? Again, it's okay. I'm not, like, super fond of it. It's just meh. It's alright. The only thing it really has going for it is that it's got a really good ability, and it's got, you know, some good stats for being a special attacker, but since I said this video wasn't going to be really competitive, it's just okay. It's just alright. For Farigiraf's going to A tier. Now this is how you do a Generation 2 evolution. Like, no, we're not talking about the Dunsparce. This is amazing. I love how Girafarig's tail just basically consumes it and turns into a giant hoodie. It's just wearing a hoodie, and it's so great. So yeah, I really love Farigiraf. It's really good. The design's awesome. It has a great shiny form. I actually hunted shiny Girafarig not too long ago, and that was really cool. So Farigiraf's really good. Wiglet's okay. I think I'm gonna put Wiglet in the C tier. Same with Electrio. These two are just too similar. Like, again, the convergent species I think is a cool idea in practice, but in theory it's I don't think it's, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I would rather have regional forms, I think. So yeah, okay, Dodonzo. I do like Dodonzo. I'm gonna put it in B tier though. Dodonzo is a super solid mon. I first saw it at Casseroya Lake when I was going to the lake, and I was like, damn, he's huge! And I was like, okay, I gotta catch this thing. So I caught it, and it was it was really cool because it used this move called Order Up, and I was like, wait, what kind of move is this? And of course, I caught a Tatsugiri beforehand, and it took out my Tatsugiri instantly, and I was like, oh, okay, it must be a dragon-type move, so that was really cool, but overall, I do like the Dodonzo. I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. Veluza's okay. I'll probably put it in the B tier as well. I think Veluza is also a really good Pokemon. It's really fast. I like how we got another Water Psychic Pokemon. It's definitely good to use probably for a playthrough, even though I haven't played with one yet. But yeah, I could see Veluza being pretty solid. Okay. So, Fitizen, I'm gonna put in the S tier, Hero Form in the S tier, and then Palafin. Okay, so this is the real Palafin right here. I don't like how they just made Fitizen the same exact thing when it evolved into Palafin. Like, I get the gimmick that it was going for. Like, I understand the whole Zero to Hero thing, but I think you might as well have made, like, maybe a smaller dolphin, but the fact that we got a dolphin Pokemon finally after all these years is still pretty impressive, and I do really, really like it, so we'll be good with that. Okay, next we have Smoliv. Smoliv's okay. I'll put it in the B tier. Doliv is okay. Arbolivo, definitely gonna go in the A tier. I love how every time you send it into battle, it's just like this. It just it turns into like some sort of a ballerina type thing where it just folds its arms up. I think that's really cool. It's a really strong Pokemon. It's got a really good moveset. There's just a lot going for it. So I really do like the olive tree there. Capsicid. Capsicid's okay. I think I'll put Capsicid and its evolution in the B. I really do like how, Scovillain, I think its name is how it's the first ever grass fire Pokemon. We've never had that before. I still haven't had a chance to try one out myself yet, but I really want to soon. Definitely look forward to seeing Scovillain being played on my, competitive singles teams. I think it's gonna do pretty well, and I'm really excited for it, so, yeah. Okay, Tadbulb. I like Tadbulb, it's cute. B, really not much to say about it, it's just Bellybulb's pre-evolution. I like how it looks like a light bulb, but it has, like, the little cute face, all that good stuff. Bellybolt, though, yeah, we're going to S tier with Bellybolt. Ever since Iona was revealed, I love Iona so much. She's such an amazing, awesome gym leader who is a streamer. I think that's really unique about her. And when she first introduced Bellybolt, I was like, oh, it's just a green Chansey. But then I started using it. It was on my original playthrough team. I actually really like what Bellybolt's got going for it. I think it's hilarious that the little eyes are not actually its eyes on its face. I just think that's so funny. And I really like Bellybolt. I'm definitely putting that in S tier for sure. Okay, so next we have Varoom. Varoom's pretty cool. I'll put it in B tier. And then Revavroom, I'll put in A tier. I really like these Pokemon because they are the first Poison Steel types we've ever had. And I think it's cool how they like made a little car into a Pokemon. I really like its designs. Revavroom looks really cool, especially with the eye. I also really liked how they put Revavroom on all of the Team Star bosses' little Starmobiles. I think that was really cool. Revavroom is just an awesome Pokemon. It definitely deserves that A rank in my opinion. Okay, next up we have Orthworm. And honestly, it's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of Orthworm, to be honest. Orthworm, I haven't really spent a ton of time with it yet. I know, like, Wolfie VGC really likes Orthworm. Like, it's a cute Pokemon. I like how it has little arms that come out, but I'm not that attached to it, so I think it's gonna go in the C tier for now. Okay. So next we've got, whoops, Tandemaus. Tandemaus is cool. I think I'll put that in the B tier. I like how they're, like, conjoined. We haven't had a Pokemon that's been conjoined in a long time. It's been quite a while. So I really liked how they did that with Tandemaus and all that good stuff. I think it's cool. Mousehold, though, I'm gonna go ahead and put to A. I think that's a really cool Pokemon. How they just, like, get more of the family, and I just think that's really clever and funny, to be honest. I actually have both segments of Mousehold. I've got the 4 and the 3. I think I prefer the 3, though, because it's more unique. And, you know, they have, like, an only child, right? So, I just think that's interesting. Other than that, I don't have a ton else to say about Tandemaus and Mousehold. I just haven't really played with them a ton yet. Actually, I think I'm gonna put them in B. Yeah. Okay. Next we have Citadel. I do like Citadel. Citadel can definitely go in A. Citadel is great because I kind of figured C-Titan would have an evolution, but the fact that it's just a smaller whale and it literally looks like a toddler when you think about it, it's just so clever and so unique, and I really like how Citadel looks. It's super cute. When it opens its mouth, it's super nice. It just looks awesome. Am I doing so far? Before we go any further, I'd like to stop and take a moment to say if you aren't subscribed to the channel, then why not? Subscribing is 100% free, and it's the best way to stay up to date with all of my Pokemon Scarlet and Violet content going forward, and really helps support the channel. Also, be sure to check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CoolTrainerAndrew, as I stream Pokemon Scarlet and Violet content on there every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Okay, now back to the video. Okay, so next up we've got Sea Titan, yeah. Sea Titan, I really like Sea Titan. That's also going into A rank here. Sea Titan, when I first saw it, I was actually really interested in it. It's got a really cool ability. It's a really heavy hitter. I definitely want to use one in competitive singles as well whenever I can get to it, so definitely look forward to that. But yeah, I really like this Pokemon. I think it's awesome. Okay, next we have Frigivac, and I'm sorry, I don't like Frigivac. It looks really weird compared to the rest of its evolution line. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like it. I'm sorry. It doesn't really look like a pseudo evolution baseline to me, to be honest. Like, I look at things like Dreepy, I look at Dratini, Larvitar, those all just look so much better design-wise. This thing looks like, oh my gosh. I'm trying to like describe it. It looks like something you'd find out of Majora's Mask, and I'm just not vibing with it. So I'm sorry, but Frigivac is D rank here. The middle evolution, whose name I forgot though, is much better. It's like Mini Godzilla. I really like the middle evolution a lot more than I like the base evolution. So yeah, it's gonna go into B rank. Okay, now the one that honestly matters, Baxcalibur. Welcome to S rank, sir. Baxcalibur is amazing. This is the actual Godzilla Pokemon. I know we used to have Tyranitar, and that was getting pretty close, but this guy right here is Godzilla in a nutshell, and I really like its design. It looks so cool. It's also got a fantastic typing of Ice and Dragon, only the second of its kind behind Curem, so that's super cool. But yeah, I love Baxcalibur. Such a great Pokemon. Tatsugiri. Tatsugiri can go into the B rank. I think it's okay. I like how it's based off sushi. I think that's really cool. And when you go into the overworld, you can actually see it kind of like turn on its belly or something like that. And it looks like it's being like served as a platter of sushi, and I think that's so funny. So yeah, Tatsugiri is a pretty solid Pokemon. Oh god, now when I'm looking at Veluza again, I'm so sorry guys. I think I'm gonna move Veluza to C tier. It's just okay. It's just alright. It could have been better. Okay. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, okay, so next we have Cyclozar. I think Cyclozar is pretty cool. I'm gonna put it in the A rank. Obviously, Cyclozar is very important to the story of Scarlet and Violet, seeing as though how it is basically related to Miraidon and Koraidon as Paradox Pokemon. This is like the current version of them. I think it ties into the story really well. And then Heath, one of the explorers that went into the Great Crater at Paldea, who was like on the very first adventuring, or the Paldea Area Zero Explorer Squad, whatever you want to call them, actually had a Cyclozar as his partner Pokemon, which I find really interesting, seeing as though they're all tied together like that. I really hope that we get some more DLC content on Heath, because I'm very curious to see kind of like if he's still alive, even though probably not, because it was like 200 years ago. Just kind of what, just more information about Heath. I think that would be really cool. Okay, moving on to Palmy. Palmont, I don't like. So Palmy's cute. Actually, we'll put Palmy in B tier. Pawmont I don't really like because it just stands up. It's just a Pawmi that literally stands up. I know that's what everybody's been saying, but honestly, it's not really my favorite. And then we have Pawmont. Pawmont can go in the A tier. I think Pawmont's pretty cool. I kind of wish, though, they just kind of skipped out on the middle evolution. I just don't really see a point of it. But it is what it is. Okay, next we have Wattrel. I think Wattrel's pretty cool. It can go in the A tier. I think it was really awesome that we finally got a electric flying type that wasn't Zapdos or Tornadus or any actual of the other legendaries. So, really glad that we finally got... We'll put Kilowattrel up there too. I'm really glad we actually got this line of Pokemon. It's going to be really good and competitive, most likely, all that good stuff. Being super fast, great special attacker, and yeah, I think it's cool. Okay, next we got Bombardier. It's okay. I'm not... Like, we've had Stork Pokemon before, like Pelipper, right? So I don't think the idea or concept is anything special. I do think, though, that Bombardier is still a pretty cool Pokemon, though. I like the Titan battle against it. I think that was really cool, where it was just dropping like a bunch of rocks. Just like, stop. Okay, Squawk ability. These guys are okay. They're really nothing special. They're just all the same Pokemon, but different colors. I don't know if I'd really ever use one, to be honest. They're just okay. Okay. Who we got next here? Flamigo. Flamigo, you're going into the A tier. I really like Flamigo because of its name. It's so great. It's like you've got a Flamingo, but it's your friend, so it's also an amigo. Therefore, you get Flamigo. I think that's so cool. I really like Flamigo, and then they're so goofy when they spot you in the overworld because they start flapping their wings and like sticking out their their head, and they just start running at you all like silly like. I just think it's funny. Cloth. Cloth is okay. I really like Cloth Shiny. I think the blue is amazing on it. I just wish it was a little bit stronger or maybe had like an evolution. I feel like it being a single stage is just kind of weird, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Nacli is awesome. Its middle evolution's okay, and then Gargantual can go up here in A rank. I actually really like this evolution. I think it's so funny that it's kind of like Minecraft related in a way, if you will. I think that's super cool. So, yeah, good stuff there. Really awesome. And then we have Glimmet and Glamora. I think they're okay. Like, we've had rock poison types before with Nihilego and like Playpool. But I don't know. I never really connected with these Pokemon much, and maybe that's just because I haven't really used them yet. I probably do plan to use Glimmet and Glamora at some point in competitive. I think they'd be really good for setting up, especially with its ability where it gets hit by an attack and then poison spikes just go everywhere. I think that's cool. So they're okay. Strudel, I don't really like Strudel, to be honest, guys. I'm sorry. I don't really care much for Strudel. It's, I didn't think Grafai, there we go, really needed a pre-evolution. I just think it's... I just don't really like it, to be honest, so... Grafai Ivo can definitely go up to A rank. I think Grafai is really awesome. It literally looks like Spider-Man, like, literally, like, the shirt I'm wearing right now. Like, what's not cool about that, you know? So yeah, Grafai, I like how it, like, paints on trees. It's kind of a competitor with Speargle, who sadly isn't in this game. I think it'd be fun to have, like, a Pokedex entry talking about both of them, but it is what it is. Okay, Fido, it's okay. Dashbun, though, I'm putting Dashbun at the top because it's just so gosh darn good. I used Dachshund when I was raiding Charizard, and it was a beast. It really helps me through all of those Charizard raids, especially with its ability Well-Baked Body, which means it doesn't take any damage from Fire-type moves, it just raises defense instead. I just thought that was so amazing, so for that, Dachshund does secure that S-rank spot. Okay, what's this guy, Mastiff? It's okay. I prefer its evolution, Mabostiff, definitely probably because of the Titan storyline. I think it's a good B-type, B-tier Pokemon. It's just something about that smile, though. It's kind of creepy to me when you, like, encounter it in battle, which is probably why it's hence the dark type, so I still think it's a pretty cool mon. Oh gosh, here we go. Okay, we're almost to the end. So we got Bramblin? Honestly, I don't like Bramblin. I don't like this one either. I'm sorry to all the Bramblin and Bramblegast fans out there, it's just... A Haunted Tumbleweed just seems kind of like a dumb concept to me. I don't get it. I just think it's... I just don't care for it much, to be honest. Okay, next we have Gimmighoul. I really like Gimmighoul, this version, better than the chess version, so I think I'll put the chess version at B. We'll put the Roamer form in A. There's not a ton to be said about this. Gimmighoul was just super awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to get a hold of the roaming form when it debuts in Pokemon Go and all that good stuff, so... Okay, next we have my boy Goldengo. You're going all the way up to S tier, my boy. So Goldengo is actually our 1000th Pokemon. It was just confirmed to be number 1000 in the National Dex. And I think that's amazing that Pokemon has come this far for us to have 1000 Pokemon. I think that's super awesome. But the thing I really like about Goldengo is its ability, good as gold, is super broken because you can't really get hit by status moves with it. So if you're trying to like Thunder Wave it or Poison it, it's just not going to work because good as gold prevents it. So it's running amok and competitive right now, but it's a really dumb, fun-looking Pokemon. I love how it's on a little snowboard as well. It, like, follows behind you. I think that's so awesome. So, yeah. Good stuff with that one. Okay, Great Tusk, I'm going to put in A. We're starting to get into the Paradox forms. Great Tusk, I think, is really cool. I like how it's got that more, obviously, past version of itself. That's been implemented in its design. I like how the tusks are more woolly mammoth-like. There we go. And how they kind of like go out and curl. I think that's really cool. We've got Past Among Us, or oh god, what was this one called? Brute Bonnet, I think. It's okay. Sandy Shocks. I'm not the biggest fan of Sandy Shocks, to be honest. Like, they should have made Magneton a future form instead of a past form, in my opinion. Because Magneton just screams more of the future. You know, it's electric type, it's got the metal body, like, you know, like, they should have made a future type Magnemite like what Iono has in her hair. Like, I'm just so surprised they didn't do that. And they just made it hair clips. Like, I really wanted to see, like, that pink and bluish Magnemite, but unfortunately we just never ended up getting it, so because of that, I'm sorry, Sandy Shocks, but you're gonna go into C tier. Okay, now we got Screamtail. I do like this Jigglypuff a lot, actually. It's really big, it's got amazing stats, I love the little tail at the end of it. I think it's really awesome, to be honest, and I am excited to encounter it once I finally get to Area 0 in my Pokemon Scarlet playthrough, which I'm currently working through, so that's exciting. Okay, past Misdreavus, Fluttermane, very good Pokemon. I know it doesn't look too different from the original Misdreavus, But I still like this form too. I like the more wavy hair to it, and the typing's really awesome. It's got the little, you know, signature spikes on top of its hair. I think it's really awesome. Okay, Sliverwing. I do like Sliverwing a lot. I'm going to put it in S tier. I think Sliverwing actually might be one of my favorite past type Pokemon for sure. Just saying as though it's like a Volcarona that stands up. I think that's so cool. It's got like its super large tail, like this sprite does not do it justice for what it looks like in game. It's just so cool. Okay, and then next we have Roaring Moon, which is also going into the S rank. And I mean, Primal Salamence, come on, that is so cool. I really like Primal Salamence. I think it's right up there with Sliverwing as one of the best past type Pokemon. It's really cool, and I like it a lot. Okay, next, whoops, we have Iron Treads, which I'm gonna put in the A tier. Iron Treads is really cool, actually. I like it a lot as the future Dolphin. When I first saw Iron Treads in that little Ed Sheeran music video that Pokemon had out, I was like, yep, I'm definitely sticking with Violet. I love the future forms, I think, more than I do the past forms, to be honest. But yeah, I really like Iron Treads. It's really awesome. Iron Moth, I'm going to put in the S tier. Kind of the same thing with the Sliverwing. It's just a future version of Volcarona. And its wings are so cool because they light up in like different colors. And it's so awesome to have a future Volcarona like this. The typing's really good, being Poison Fire. There's just so many amazing things about it. Next we have Iron Hands. I'll put Iron Hands in a B. It's basically just Metal Hariyama. Not a ton going on with Iron Hands, unfortunately. Okay, but y'all might make fun of me for this next one because Iron Jugulis up to the top, baby. So if anyone doesn't know, you can already see it based on my profile picture. Hydreigon is my favorite Pokemon. And it took me quite a while to get there because there are so many amazing Pokemon. And the fact that they made a future form Hydreigon just blew my mind. I mean, yes, on the surface it does look very similar to regular Hydreigon, but the whole faces are LED and it's incredible. Like, it's so cool. And I know, like, they maybe could have done, like, a little bit more of a bigger design change, but I love Hydreigon as it is so much. This subtle change was just so awesome to me, so for that reason, Iron Jugulis is probably my favorite Paradox Pokemon, tied with Iron Valiant and Iron Thorns, which is going to be the next Pokemon here. Iron Thorns, S tier. They made Tyranitar a robot. That's all I need. That's all I needed to know. That's it. That's the tier. S tier. That's all I can say. Iron Bundle I actually like. I like how they made Delibird a lot more viable. It used to go from being a really weak Pokemon to something really strong now, and I really like how when it's defeated, its head pops out of its neck, like, you know, like a little spring. I think that's so funny. And for that reason, I'm going to put Iron Bundle in A tier. Galadivore, as I like to call it, you're going up to the S tier as well. I cannot believe they actually combined Gardevoir and Galade together. I just think that's the craziest thing, and then they like made it a Futuremon. Galadivore is amazing. It is so cool. I love it so much. There's just not much else to be said about it. Oh no! Okay, now we have like the legendary Runeus Quartet, and I'll be honest, I don't really remember any of their names too well yet. So we have the Bull Moose. It's okay. We're gonna put you there. I don't think I really care much for this one. Fish can go in A. Yeah, So the new Runeus Quartet, I think, is a really fun and interesting idea that they did with them. I think it's really cool how they implemented them into the 4 treasures that were given to the king of Paldea all those years ago by that merchant from the east. I think that's really interesting, and if you haven't been going to school yet, you really do need to go to school because it teaches you so much about the region of Paldea, and there's just so much going for it, so I highly recommend that you take those history classes so that you can buff your knowledge on Paldea. Okay, next we have Koraidon and Miraidon. Koraidon is... I'm gonna put both of these as S tier ranks. At first I was a Miraidon stan, but then I started playing Scarlet too, and I actually really like Koraidon as well. I think they're both incredible designs, so I like them a lot. Not much more is really needed to be said about them. Oh, okay, and then for some reason they put Paldea and Tauros on the back end. So Tauros, the vanilla form I like to call it, it's okay. I thought it was going to be Dark or Ghost type at first. I was really surprised to find out that it was actually fighting, because you don't really put the color black on fighting Pokemon too often. So, that was interesting. And then I like these two. I'll put them in the A rank. Alright, perfect. And then at a glance, this is my completed tier list. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. And again, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. It really helps out the channel. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see everybody in the next one. Take care now.